Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel, She Weaves Wisdom. My name is Serena Nicole and I am tuning in to offer this week's current energy read. So, what is it that really desires to be communicated at this time? What is it that wants to come through? Let's see. Just gonna introduce my dogs. This is Lucy. Hello. Bo, do you want to get on camera? Come. So it's 11:11. Literally, this is Bo. Look at him. He is gorgeous. 11:11. Seriously, this number has been haunting me for days. And I mean, it's coming in rapid fire. I'm just seeing it all the time, multiple times a day. I really feel this massive shift happening within our consciousness and our identity structure. So what I really feel is this dissolving of an old identity that we have been embodying and expressing for a really long period of time. This is what I've been moving through, and I really feel like it's a collective message. I've really become aware, and it's so uncomfortable. It feels like I don't know who I am in this moment. And that's going to sound really fucking like out there, but I'm going to try and put this into words as best I can to hopefully support someone or others that are moving through the same thing. So essentially, it feels like a shift in identity. It feels like I am becoming really aware of some of my ego structures and how I have not been authentic to my soul's truth. This is a bunch of words, right? So what does that mean? I've really been seeing the ways in which I express and where it's actually coming from. I've been witnessing the parts of myself that are sitting in a proving energy. Like, it's almost like parts of myself that have felt not enough. And so in turn, I have really kind of moved into this energy of needing or feeling like I need to prove something to others and expressing from that place of like proving, of like, you know, see me as this because this is who I am. And there's this shift and a maturing and a dissolving of that aspect of self that has felt like I've needed to prove myself in certain ways, to not only desiring but really beginning to sit back into a grounded, embodied, truthful space of this is who I am in this moment. In this particular moment, this is my truth. And I'm sharing from that place. Yeah. Just really looking at just like this ego around identity and status, and like feeling like I need to be a particular way in order to be received. And I'm softening and I'm coming back to just my roots and my truth, and remembering that that's actually not only authentic and nourishing for my soul, it will also be a place of truthful connection with others. Instead of trying to be someone else, to fit in, to belong, to be seen as enough. I just am who I am. And that is enough. It's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. You know, even speaking about this, I can feel the discomfort in my body where it feels like, oh, this feels really edgy for me to be sharing with others. But it's true. That's really what I've been moving through. And in that process, it's been interesting to also witness my interests are shifting. What feels resonating with me is shifting. Like, especially I've noticed it the most when it comes to content on social media. And I'm finding this shift in what I feel I'm relating to and how I'm relating to it. What feels good for me to be like in this interwoven receivership, especially with content and what I'm like taking in, right? What I'm consuming in terms of information and energy and you know, other people's expressions. And it's not saying that there's no right or wrong. It just feels different. It feels like there's a shift. And so as a result, I've gone through this like cleanup process around things that I'm subscribed to and things that I'm engaging with and what I actually feel to be more open and receptive to. I've been finding myself really valuing having people in my life that really understand the soulful journey, the soul awakening journey, the consciousness, personal evolution, soul evolution journey. And having people in my circle that I can lean into and share this stuff vulnerably with. Hey, this is what I'm really moving through at the moment. Being held and loved and reminded of my own divinity. Because I'm human too. You know, I move through these cycles and these human emotions and patterns and identities and ego structures just like everyone else. So it's so important to have the support network around me that allows me to share and express and be held and loved and understood in that. So that would be an encouragement from me at this time, is really looking at how you can support yourself more fully, finding things like this to engage with. If it feels like my vibration resonates with yours, if you feel like it's not a fit and it doesn't actually feel like a nourishing exchange, then I'm not for you at this time, and that's okay. I've been actually talking to a friend who, and I feel to share this, who's really practicing and was reminding me to really listen to the body's wisdom of that, of like really trusting that feeling of like, does this feel good in my body? Is this a yes in my body? It takes fucking practice, you know, it really does. So I just feel this grace, giving ourselves grace. And actually, when I was tuning into jumping in and sharing, it was this, I'm really feeling the color lilac at the moment. Like I'm even just getting a little bit teary as I tune into the energy and share the energy of divine grace. And that's what I'm receiving when I'm leaning into and opening to support around me. Divine grace. Yeah. And spending time in nature, doing things that feel replenishing. You know, I've really been enjoying spending time with pets. Like I'm at my mum's house and I'm really just loving being in the energy of the mother, you know, and having my pets with me that I get to like spend time with, and animals are so healing. And getting out into nature has also been super supportive. I've found when I haven't been outside, if I haven't been, she's so cute. What's happening, princess? Are you just wanting to say hello to everybody? Oh, see, you love each other. Yeah, spending time outside. Like, I really felt the difference if I haven't been outside. Sunshine, fresh air, movement. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not like into really, this is an area of my life that definitely gets to be looked at closely. But when I say movement, like stretching my body, especially before I go to bed, I really get into like some stretches and slow breathing and yeah, like walking. I've just been walking every morning, finding like different spaces to be in nature and get some, at least an hour of walking in. Oh, the difference is amazing. Yeah, I also have been listening to, I don't know if you've heard, you probably have, but Mel Robbins is a really great motivational speaker, and I've just been finding myself drawn to her content and listening to her talks about mindset. So these are just some of the things that I've been using in my toolkit to support me at this time, and perhaps is something that will support you too. And then cuddling with my dogs. I do have to put you down, babe, because I'm going to do some cards. Funny movies too. Just finding ways to laugh, like lighten the energy, like take the tension out of the air. All right, so what messages would like to come through? We have got assessing. Sovereignty. So much power comes through this card. Oh. Pleasure. Oh, shit. Wisdom. And one more from this deck. Purity. Just like backing up that message I was saying earlier, like really looking at and assessing and purifying what no longer feels like in alignment with us, what no longer resonates, that, you know, shift in perspective, shift in consciousness, shift in like what we relate to and how we're relating to it, what our value system is. This is actually something that I feel like is very present, is like looking at what am I finding value in, and does it still speak to me? Stepping into those questions, and it's like coming further into a place of empowerment, which is sovereignty, around the choices that we're making, the value based on our value system, or what's shifting in what we're valuing and what we're finding pleasure in, taking the wisdom that we've gained from like the past to move and elevate. It's like this elevate. Look, she's in an air balloon. It's like rising above what was, what has been, what is you know, that the identity and ego structures are shifting, and so we're kind of moving through a process of like elevating our thoughts and our perspective, and it's a softening too. It's not just like, oh, I'm like rising so high and I'm better than other people, and it's not like that. It's more of a like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a feeling that I'm getting. It's more like this quiet internal revelation, perspective shift. Oh, this feels like it's not for me anymore. Interesting. This does feel like it's exciting and it's really speaking to me. Cool. I'm going to move towards that. It just feels like things are really around like what we've been valuing is shifting. And it's because this divine truth. It's this, yeah, this internal quiet revelations that are happening, that this truth, we're being honest with ourselves, we're seeing the ways in which things really just no longer kind of fit for us, and we're making those adjustments, we're purifying ourselves, and it's leading into more radiance and more of our authentic light that we're settling into. And, you know, it's whatever that means for you. Everyone's unique. This is the current energy, and it will relate to your own personal experience of that. Everyone's different. Yeah. And it's going to feel like, for me, it's felt a little uncomfortable. It's like I can feel this resistance in letting go, like letting go of the past and like how things were, and letting go of what was before, and being okay with where I'm at. Like really calling my power back into the present moment. Like, okay, this is where my power is right now, and being curious to where that then leads. I really feel this piece around trusting in the timing. Trusting in the timing. I actually had a dream experience a few nights ago where I woke up receiving this message around the quickening, the quickening, the quickening, the quickening. And now there's a few things out online around this concept around the quickening, how I've related to it. And, you know, I've had a few conversations with others around this concept and this message that was coming in around the quickening is the concept of time and the structure of time, but our power, our sovereignty in being able to navigate time in more effective ways. If you are feeling like time's moving really quickly, it's like, holy shit, like I can't, like, honestly, I went overseas for a month and it felt like a year. Shh. Babies. Yeah. I'll pause it if I have to. But it's just like this concept of time, of things moving quickly, but our ability to slow it down or speed it up. It's like we are in the driver's seat. We just need to be grounded in ourselves. That is the main message. We just need to be really grounded in ourselves. We've got the Hermit, retreat and recharge. Unlock your magic. And mountains, stand your ground. I really feel the grounding in this card is like really getting into our seat in our body, being really like anchored in ourselves. I feel this preparation. I feel like we're in a preparation stage. It's a preparation, a time period of like rest and recharge, really replenishing our cells and our systems, being aware and conscious of this like inner shift and inner revelations that are happening, because it's unlocking a very new embodiment of our soul, a new pathway and expression of who we are. What else is here? But again, it's that I've really been drawn to color therapy at the moment too, like finding colors that feel really like calming for our system. So that lilac color, like lilac, feels really relevant to assist with that divine grace. It's yeah, finding our center amongst all this like mind stuff, all these like thoughts that are racing, the egos, you know, the internal dialogue and thoughts and things that we're getting bombarded with internally, coming back into a space of connection to self, feeling our softness and our center, and remembering our innocence, that divine grace, softness, softness, softness. Because holy shit, my inner critic can be extremely hard on me, which is also why if like I was stuck in a loop the other day. I was stuck in such a big loop, and I am so grateful that I have friends that I can lean into and share, hey, like, you know, this is what I'm moving through, this is what I'm experiencing, and just having that voice of reassurance and the divine. And this is the other thing, this is the other message that I received the other day. God speaks through others. God, if you are trapped in a loop and you're not hearing the divine and you're not hearing your own wisdom and intuition, it happens. It happens in the human experience. The divine, God, consciousness, however you relate to it. For this particular instance, I'm going to say God because this is how I received it. God moves through others. It will find a vessel and a channel to support you in your process. Yeah, it's this really big message around being open to God moving through our environment, others, animals, to support us at this time. Because there is things that we're not it's all happening, what it feels like, it's all happening internally and also externally more. It's a spiritual kind of shift, a consciousness shift. It's things that aren't really physically tangible, that we can't see. And so it's really, again, getting grounded, bringing our energy back into ourselves, calling our power back, calling all our energy back to ourselves. I call all of myself back to the here and now. I call all of myself back, cleansed, cleared, and purified from all times, spaces, and places. And I anchor fully to this now moment. Just getting into that practice. You know, I'm having to remind myself too. And when we're stuck in a loop and we're forgetting this, or we're like really in something, leaning into those that we feel trusted, that we trust, and opening and kind of sharing what's there for us. And yeah, just really witnessing how God can move through others to support us. Looking for those little signs in the environment, or overhearing a conversation with a stranger, or a song that comes on the radio, or someone offering to buy you lunch. It's like all these little ways that the universe, God, divine, consciousness, the all, reflects back to us and offers us divine grace. Yeah. So that feels complete. This is coming. This is what I feel is coming. This shift. It's like, look at all the colors. The energy is shifting. And it's going to then reflect in the physical world. For now is a time of like being really patient with the process. Again, it's that divine grace, finding ways to really anchor ourselves and ground ourselves back into ourselves, to the present moment, leaning in and receiving support in whatever capacity you can. If you need to speak to a counselor, speak to a counselor. If you have close friends that you know will resonate and relate to what you're sharing, lean into those people. God moves through others. Yeah. It's having that friendly customer service attendant that's actually really helpful. Seeing those and just witnessing, oh, like, I am supported. I am supported. I am supported. Reaffirming, I am supported. And then also like creating maybe a visual color board of lilac, the color lilac, just receiving that divine grace. All right, my darling, I'm sending you all my love. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.